mystical.
Should, yeah?
All right, welcome back to Wicked Unreal Myths and Mysteries, the podcast where my friends and I discuss urban myths, mysteries, and legends from all over the world. It's been a while since we've been able to get more than just Joshua and I, but I tracked down an elusive Kyle.
Pretty rare.
Rare and elusive? Yeah.
And of course,
mysterious and mystical.
Of course, Joshua's back, and we've got ourselves a Sperry somewhere here. It's good.
A Sperry undertow.
Absolutely. So, everybody golden?
Yeah. Yeah.
Crispy?
What is all this information?
Crispy.
Alright, getting right to the point, this week we are discussing Bigfoot and all his hairy cousins around the world because it is our big whopping episode 10. We made it.
Woo!
We lost Kyle, though.
No, you didn't lose me. I'm in. I'm in. I'm 100% in. So, yeah, alright.
So, Bigfoot is, of course, one of the most well-known myths worldwide. There's many different versions of him. I found at least 16, and that's not including the subcategories of those primary 16. So, of course...
And one could even argue that those wood devils and hide-behinds could even kind of be involved.
No, they're totally different.
Nah,
110%.
I don't think they're that far off.
They
Really?
could be... There's a theory that they could be related, but they're not, like...
Kissing cousins.
Right. Yeah. But... who here believes in Bigfoot?
Yeah. No, I do.
I don't not.
Because I don't.
I don't not.
I do.
I don't not don't.
I don't believe in it, but Baylor Religion Study in, I forgot the year, I think it was 2007, says only 16% of Americans believe fully in Bigfoot. So Kyle is part of that small 16, while 44% say probably not, Joshua, and 40% say absolutely not. Those are my people. So,
Yo, people.
we are representing all the categories here.
We are. I guess we are, yeah.
So, despite people's justified skepticism, Bigfoot legends have existed for over 3,000 years. They've been around for freaking ever. And like I said, they're on every fucking continent.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
And they've been around forever, like you said. Like, ever. Not forever.
And ever.
Like,
And ever.
she says 3,000 years, but...
That's just because that's how long we've known how to write, basically.
Basically.
Yeah, that's not saying that they haven't been around longer than
Those
that,
are
but that's
stories.
how long we have proof of them, of the story being around.
Yeah.
Wine break.
Wine break.
So like I said, I was able to locate about 16, and that, like I said, that's not including any of the subcategories within those legends. Those including the Yahoo of West Virginia, the Sioux Cow of Cherokee legend, Canadian Sasquatch, the Yeti, the Yowie, the Orang Pendek, the Skunk Ape, Mapinguari, Marikoxy, Yeren, Almas, Chimiset, Chichuna, Higabon, and Ngoi Rung. I don't speak Vietnamese. So, obviously it's a lot, and it would be a lot to cover all of them in one episode, so I picked my favorite, I think less than 10. There's one of them in there that really fucking makes me laugh. How many of those have you heard of without me presenting you the list?
I've heard the Yahoo, the Yeti, the Orang Pendek, Skunk Ape.
Skunk Ape.
Skunk Ape. The Marikoxy. I mean, obviously, like Sasquatch.
Mm-hmm. I know Kyle's mentioned the Skunk Ape before.
Yeah, I only know of the Skunk Ape, the Sasquatch, and, like, that's honestly it. I don't know about the other names.
The Yeti.
Yeah, the Yeti, Skunk
Obviously.
Ape, Sasquatch.
Alright.
I thought it was Y-E-T-A.
It is. I just typoed.
Yeti. It's the Yeti.
The Gaddy.
Let's go on an adventure. So, like I said, I picked a few of my personal favorites or a few of the more common legends just to summarize them, basically, because covering them all would take for fucking ever.
Oh, yeah.
So first starting with the Yahoo, is a West Virginian legend described as being 10 feet tall, up to 1,000 pounds, and on record as having very large poop.
Yahoo!
They make a very loud Yahoo-esque cry. They're said to eat from nearby gardens and even possibly steal pigs, and they're very hostile and often work in small groups.
And take big fat shits.
Take big fat
Big browns.
So these are, I think, one of our bigger Bigfoot. But I think we've established in private that most things, as you move out west, tend to get a little bit bigger.
Oh, yeah.
Bears and elks and whatever the fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they make I've heard a few videos of them. Those, it's like a mountain man? Not a mountain man. There was I think it was a History Channel special that was like finding Bigfoot or some shit, and they went out to West Virginia, and they got, like, supposedly a clear Yahoo voice, but it sounds very recorded.
I've heard of another name called the Shy Man.
Yeah.
Shy Man, that's up here in New Hampshire.
I was gonna say, why are you showing me? You're allowed to present information.
I'm just saying it. Yep.
Yep. So, along with our friend, the Yahoo is the Canadian Sasquatch. Obviously, based on the name, one would assume they are in Canada.
Yes, we Canada.
They're nocturnal, very fast, and said to steal food and abduct people. So
Abduct people?
Abduct people. So in 1924,
I've heard this story.
Albert Osmond claimed he'd been abducted by a Bigfoot family and was held for most of a week. It was presumed he'd been captured as a possible mate for a younger Sasquatch.
Yum.
And he says he escaped when an elder choked on Olsman's chewing tobacco, but provided no evidence of the event. So no pictures.
I'm
Well,
sure.
how would you be able to in 1924, really?
Not everybody had a goddamn camera.
No, but
apparently he had some pretty strong chewing tobacco.
Yeah.
I mean, if you eat it, you're gonna.
yeah, I mean, you're not supposed to eat it.
Mm-mm.
I imagine in 1924, chewing tobacco was probably
Like
probably harsher.
Well, Red Man's been around for a long time. It's like the standard.
So this guy
Shit's
says he
nasty.
was captured by a family of them? That's ridiculous.
I mean, you figure most sightings is just one individual Bigfoot. It's not normally.
What is that? What is that picture?
That is supposed to be a picture
It's
of a big
supposed
fit.
to be a Bigfoot.
Yeah, big fit.
That's supposed to be a
What do you
Bigfoot.
see there?
A brown blob.
A brown blob.
See what could be possibly a bear or a large ape.
A bear.
I see.
I don't see a
face.
bear there.
That's a face. And it's going like.
I just like
It has like an orangutan color.
it does.
With the color to that, it looks like an orangutan.
I just like this Canadian postcard. It's beautiful.
That one looks more like a literal, like a little bit bigger chimp. That looks like a chimpanzee
like a monkey.
that's just big, which is essentially what these are.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
and that just kind of like that illustration of it kind of.
And that's the thing you have to wonder about these: is it possibly just
That's what I believe.
extinct or endangered ape species?
That's what I
if
believe.
It is a thing.
Yeah, I mean the same guy that was on the that Finding Bigfoot. What's his name? Bobo. You know who Bobo is?
Big Bobo, yeah.
He said that. He said that. Now I don't know if I can say this, but he did say that while he was on Conan or something, that they had caught in some footage or something, and something about what's a non-disclosure document
NDA.
that you cannot talk about. He was one of the only people that didn't sign it, so he technically could talk about it. And they had found hair samples, and some other sample of an unknown primate in America.
Yeah. Well, I know. I mean, in the past, I think specifically in our first episode, Joshua had mentioned the Gigantopithecus, which is a presumed extinct ape from many, many, many moons ago.
Yeah.
So, that's not saying there aren't undiscovered species out in the world that are just hanging out.
Well, yeah.
There's
Well,
no
exactly.
guarantee that it doesn't exist. It's just highly unlikely.
I just think that's like my opinion on the situation.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at a gorilla, but like you were from 18 50, and you've never seen a gorilla before, and you've never heard of one,
You'd
and you
think
go
it
out
was
in the
this whole
mountains,
big fucking
yeah,
cool thing.
yeah, you go out there and you fucking see one, dude. Do you understand what it would have been like for the first humans in modern history to see a gorilla?
Yeah, they probably would have fucking shit themselves.
Oh my god, dude, their muscles, their bicep muscles and shit, they have been compared to like iron,
yeah,
metals.
Don't-
That's how dense they are.
I wouldn't fuck with a gorilla. The Yeti or the Abominable Snowman. This one has been picking up a lot of speed lately as far as media goes. There's been at least 2 movies that I have watched personally regarding the Yeti. It's described as being muscular with grayish or reddish brown hair, between 200 to 400 pounds, short compared to the average Bigfoot, about 6 feet. It's said to live below the Himalayan mountains, below the snow line, and
below the snow line.
Yes.
So like the top of the mountain's covered in snow, the rest is like got less snow.
Right.
Okay.
So, and a mountaineer, Reinhold Messner.
Mithner.
Found that large native bears in the area were often mistaken as Yeti sightings, and their tracks were mistaken as Yetis.
No way. No way they're tracks. That's a
If
bear.
we're-
That's a paw
Yeah, but if we're
print.
talking...
Yeah, they're very different paw prints.
Well, yeah, they're very
110%.
different paw prints, but these are significantly smaller than the average
Yeah,
Bigfoot.
but a bear print
bear
is basically a circle.
Yeah.
And a footprint.
A
But who's saying
footprint
a Yeti is
not.
Who's saying a Yeti doesn't have all different shaped feet than the other ones to accommodate for the land in
It
the
would.
Himalayas?
It would
I don't
not
know.
make sense. It would not make sense at all.
The sightings, maybe. The footprints, probably not.
No, if you're seeing a bear print,
They're,
you know what a
with
bear.
the claws, it's just it's
You show it to any hunter, they'll know what you're looking at.
I suppose, but it's,
anybody that's been outside more.
well,
than
yeah,
once.
but to anybody that's not familiar with it, they don't know.
True. Then they shouldn't be talking about what they don't know about.
Possibly, but like if you went out in the fucking woods and thought you saw this thing and you were like, oh shit,
Oh,
it was
yeah.
definitely a fucking Yeti. Very well could have just been a bear.
Bear on its hind legs.
I
Yeah,
have
that does happen.
Oh, it happens.
It happens.
I
And
have
They've even been known to run like that.
Not long distance.
No, not long distance, but they've been known to run like that.
I have to give credit to the movie Abominable.
That was pretty funny.
We watched it last weekend with the kids. It was so fucking cute. That's this guy right
It was
here.
so fucking cute.
He's so friggin' cute. They name him Everest, and they go on this whole big journey to get him. He escapes from like a research facility, and he winds up on this girl's roof.
Spoiler alerts.
Yeah,
Just so we're
Kyle's
aware.
not gonna watch it.
No,
Well,
Kyle,
not
but
just
other
me.
listeners,
Whatever.
you derp.
But they go on this whole big adventure with him basically, and it's really fucking cute. And I highly suggest you watch it if you're into this particular area or not, whatever. So Joshua mentioned the O-ring pendek, which is an Indonesian version of the myth, which is described as having long gray or black or yellow or tan hair
Okay.
with a pot belly, long head hair, about 2.5 to 5 feet. So they're
It's just a hippie
This
that
is
got
this
stuck
is
out in the
not a
woods.
Bigfoot. Though,
They're
is it?
smaller. One of the first sightings of these was in 1923. A Dutch settler in Sumatra claims to have seen one on a tree, but refused to shoot as it resembled a human.
Yeah. Okay. There's no way that's a like in the
That
big
sounds
thing.
more
I've
like-
heard this reference
like
from that
us.
dude Jeff Meldrum. You know who I'm talking about? The researcher guy. He's real big in the Bigfoot crowd.
Oh.
He's like a smarter than me. He's got some numbered letters in front of his name.
Oh, like Elon Musk's kid?
No, not quite like that. But yeah, you see him on a lot of those documentaries and stuff.
Yeah.
But these guys are pretty smart because they're said to walk backward with like pointing their feet backward to confuse trackers. So they're walking
So
this
they're
way.
walking backwards.
Yeah. So
No.
it looks like they're going one way when they're actually going the other way, so the trackers are following the tracks going forward. And
Which would mean they're getting closer to it.
no, they're getting
No,
farther
they'd
from
be
it, 'cause
going
it's
the
walking
opposite way.
backwards.
Towards where they're going.
Technically,
That's
but
not saying that
depends-
the trackers are right behind it.
It's true.
Yeah. If they're tracking it, they could be hours behind.
Right.
or
Yep.
maybe even a day.
So the Kubu tribes people in the area claim that if tobacco isn't left for them, they go crazy and destroy their camp. So this is another one that, actually this one likes tobacco as opposed to the Canadian Sasquatch.
Canadian Sasquatch, just give it some weed. Some of that.
What?
Yeah, they do that up there.
The Canadian maple leaf?
Yeah, maple leaf.
That
Japanese maple leaf.
no, what is it? Yeah, sure.
But yeah, this one sounds more like a monkey than anything, or a large ape than anything to me, as opposed to...
Dude, I've never heard about one of these, but this is
different.
This is totally different. This is another like primate species.
Oh, it's a different climate.
It's the
Indonesia
theory...
is a completely different climate.
The big thing about the fucking Bigfoot is its big fucking foot.
It doesn't say it doesn't have big feet.
It just says
It's
smaller.
height. This is like
It's just
2.5 to 5 feet tall.
Yeah, it probably just doesn't have the same nutrient stuff.
Which, well,
It's my height.
maybe about that, but
The thing
it's
that...
just strange.
The thing that was interesting to me, though, is that
It's all strange.
They have the forethought enough to...
And the tobacco thing? The fuck is this?
Surprise.
I mean, there's a lot of these myths that come out of places like this where, like, it's just a superstition, and if you don't do these things, it might not happen, but on the off chance you don't, what if it does? But, yeah, to me, the interesting thing is it's smart enough to supposedly have the forethought to walk backwards so people can't track it.
These things just like to catch a neck buzz.
Next up is your skunk ape.
Down in Florida, right?
Yep.
Down south.
Down south, yeah. About 7 feet tall, gorilla-esque creature, similar to the Yeti, however very smelly, according to the Floridians in the Everglades, where they are often spotted. They're also known as the swamp cabbage man, swamp ape, stink ape, Florida Bigfoot, Louisiana Bigfoot, Mayaka
Swamp
ape,
cabbage
swamp
man.
swamp squatch, and Mayaka skunk ape. They are said to lurk in Florida, North Carolina, and Arkansas. However, most reports are from Florida, of course, because what happens in Florida? And they're often dismissed as a hoax by the National Park Service, of course. Because who wants to track down a skunk ape?
Not the government.
No, the government would. Just the locals wouldn't
The
want to do
local
that shit.
government doesn't give
Well,
a
yeah,
shit.
but
local government don't care.
if they recognize it as a thing, then they have to put the money into the research to figure out what it is, if it's an issue. If it's an issue for the environment, if it's not, do we need to protect it? Is it an endangered species? That costs money. So if they recognize it as a thing, then they're going to have to spend the money to figure out what's going on with it. It's just not worth it, basically. But, awfully smelly.
Well, I mean, it's like humid down there and swampy, so if it's traipsing through the swamps, it's going to smell like swamp ass.
Ugh. Smells like your shoes in the summer.
Wow.
Next up we have the urine or the zurin.
The urine?
The
urine.
urine.
So these are a creature out of the Philippines. They're
That just looks like a monkey.
they have like
Tis
a,
It kind of looks like Obi-Wan Kenobi.
What?
It does.
so they have like a
Oh shit!
It does.
They're just
does.
The face.
they're described as being half human, half ape, about 6.5 feet with thick brown or red hair. They're bipedal. The hefty abdomen, ape-like muzzle, large ears, human-like eyes, large footprints up to 16 inches. And they're said to eat people. This is the one that makes me laugh, though. I love this one. He's funny. Cause
They eat people, and you like to laugh.
No. Because they're said to grip victims tightly, and reportedly they're so overjoyed by their capture that they just pass the fuck out. But they retain their grip. So it'll faint, and then when it comes to, it's still got its grip on you, so it's going to eat you afterward if you can't get away.
That is ridiculous.
Tour guides in the area recommend that if you're going into the forest, that you wear it's like a bamboo sleeve around your arms,
So you can slide out.
so that if it catches you, you can slide out and get away when it passes out. This is an old one. Reports go back as far as 2,000 years. This is one of our older people, but again, it's probably just a monkey. Really
One
big.
angry ass monkey that likes to get.
It just gets so excited.
Yeah.
It's like it's been in the woods so long and it just loves people, but it's also hungry. And it's like, I'm so excited to see you, but I'm gonna eat you because I'm hungry.
Cute aggression.
Cute aggression. I just want to smooch her. I don't know why. I explained to Joshua cute aggression
Is
the
the
other day.
stupidest thing I've ever heard in my goddamn life.
As in, like, you think someone's so cute,
So-
you could just pretty much...
Yeah, so
I
if you've
just
ever,
don't I could just eat your fucking
exactly.
face.
So if you ever heard like a woman talking about a baby and you're just like, you're just so cute, I could eat you up. I just want to eat your little chubby toys. It's called cute aggression, and it's like
It's a sign that women are fucking tapped.
it's like a chemical thing in a woman's brain that can't handle the cuteness of something. So like
She wants to destroy it
she
so no one else
low-key
can have
wants
it.
to just, it's not, she just can't handle the cuteness, so she low-key wants to get rid of it.
She wants to get rid of it.
That is so
But
funny.
I was,
wish to
I
snuff
was
your
explaining
cuteness.
to Joshua
I
that,
wish to snuff your cuteness.
I was explaining to Joshua that Sperry gives me some serious cute aggression because I really just want to smoosh her. I love her.
How does one go about smooshing? Don't you do it.
Well, don't ask. All right. So the Almasti of
Almasti.
of Kazakhstan. This is another ape-like creature that's probably an ape. They're about 5 feet tall. They're shy, hairy, with a prominent eyebrow.
Does that thing have huge tits?
Oh
hanging
yeah!
down?
Oh yeah! I
Those are
noticed
like
a
3
minute
foot
ago.
titties.
Prominent eyebrow, ridge,
Yeah, big
receding
old titties.
chin, and
Some big old
protruding
teddies.
jaw. So on top of being highly unfortunate looking, as Joshua was so keen to point out, they have some big floppy titties.
Big old
That's
titties.
one busted
Little
ass
thing.
thing with some big old titties.
So sightings on these ones go back hundreds of years.
How can anybody see them with all the titty?
They all
Just turn around and slap you out with it.
they're said to communicate with gestures, and stories tell of the Almas bartering food for trinkets. So like, here's my food because I want your shiny thing. They're also known, depending on which region you're in, as the Windman, the Abnuaya, the Bekbok, the Biabin, the Guli, Gul Biabin, Guli Avin, Gola Biabin,
Blah, 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 blah,
Prada,
blah, blah.
some more names I can't
Shabla,
pronounce,
blah, blah.
basically. A lot of
Shabba-dabba-doo-doo.
fucking names. And big floppy titties.
Big floppy.
Big old titty.
Alright. So those are all the ones I pulled for today, because again, if I pulled all 16 with everything going on with them, it would have taken for fucking ever.
Yep.
No real evidence. Bro, you ever go to YouTube
So,
and look up Bigfoot
Despite-
videos?
despite
They exist, I'm telling you. I've seen a couple of them. They look fucking... Some of them look real.
despite the
Yeah.
The ones
Because
that
people
aren't
are really
famous.
good at making videos.
despite the supposed evidence out there,
That's your mindset?
there
That's your mindset? Really?
It's
You're a skeptic for life, then. Not changing. Sorry, buddy.
oh no,
Move
like,
on.
Like there's,
Please.
I've seen some compelling evidence.
Yeah.
I haven't seen bomb-proof evidence.
right, and that's the thing.
I've
There's-
seen people that have most likely seen one, or they believe they saw one. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't, and maybe they do some
drugs.
editing to make it more.
All right, we went to two
Believable.
different places.
Well, I mean,
I-
probably both.
So
But
most reports of Bigfoot are, of course, eyewitness reports, which
yeah, it's hard to back that up.
need to be taken with a grain of salt, because it could be the middle of the night and you saw something big and you say it's a Bigfoot, but who says it wasn't a bear or a giant ape, depending on what part of the world you're in. Even many Bigfoot researchers admit that the majority of sightings are mistakes or hoaxes, while insisting that maybe a small portion of those sightings could have been real. However, Bigfoot popularity grew quickly in the 20th century, which was spurred on by mostly magazine articles, most notably the 1959 article describing the discovery of large mysterious footprints the year before in Bluff Creek, California. The tracks were discovered by a man named Ray Wallace, but it was revealed as a hoax after he died in 2002 when his children said it was a joke. So whether or not
That almost sounds like they're like, I don't want to deal with this.
exactly,
I
whether
don't
or not
want my dad to be called a crazy person.
whether or not he
So
did or
it was a joke.
exactly whether or not he did or did not plant those, obviously at this point can't be proven.
Is that the guy with the? There was the picture, or the video. I mean,
No,
is that the same guy?
That's the next slide. Don't go there yet.
Because I know they had something like that.
Yeah, whether or not he did or didn't plant them. At this point, it's just assumed, of course, that he planted them because his kids are saying he planted them, but it could also be his children saying,
Or they thought he was nuts.
Exactly, and that's the other side of it. I mean, there's what was the movie, Big Fish, where the father told all those really crazy stories, and his son grew up believing they weren't real. Of course these aren't. This is just far too far-fetched for that to be real, and then they all turned out to be real in some aspect by the end of the movie. So it could be that, too. We don't know. But there's so many sightings! BigfootFieldResearchers.org lists at least one sighting in every state aside from Hawaii. A report made in 2018 by a Florida woman said that she saw a large pile of soggy grass. I assume that would be skunk ape.
What?
Other evidence includes...
Or it could literally be
a large pile of soggy grass.
I assume she meant large pile of soggy grass looking thing moving. Or,
I don't know.
Or
Maybe
she was just mad at her
just
neighbors.
a sniper in a ghillie suit just trying to...
and that could be it too.
Low-key.
People don't... There's the possibility somebody doesn't know what a ghillie suit is, and they're like, that's Bigfoot. You don't know.
That would be one big motherfucker.
Of other evidence obviously includes specimens of Bigfoot scat, nests, and noises. The problem with scat and hair samples and shit like that is that we don't have
them in our database.
We don't have a Bigfoot to compare them to.
Wow, you keep doing that
earlier. No, I did that earlier. And then she made fun of me.
We don't have a Bigfoot to compare to, so there's nothing saying whether it is or it isn't. So
if they just come back inconclusive.
Exactly. It either comes back inconclusive or
something
similar like an elk or something else in the woods. So there's that side of it too.
I still find it freaky that fucking people that Bobo knew had to sign NDAs about what they had found.
You know who didn't sign an NDA?
What?
This guy. I didn't sign an NDA.
No, when you sign an NDA, well, signing an NDA with things like that get real sketchy. Yeah. Real sketchy.
Well, yeah, because as soon as you're like, well, shit, I said something I shouldn't have, you end up in jail.
Either in jail or worse, man.
Right.
Depending on what you say and how you said
Epstein.
it.
Gonna go see Bobo in jail.
So, I mean, Bobo didn't have to sign one. That's why he said I can technically talk about it.
No, not the same Bobo I was talking about, but alright.
Oh, shit.
You mean Bubba.
You mean Bubba.
Yeah. He's talking Bobo, you're talking Bubba.
So the FBI, of course, says that they don't believe and they don't think there's enough evidence to support
the government just released UFO footage.
Yeah, right? After years
after
Roswell. Well, the thing about the the FBI did quote-unquote investigate Bigfoot.
That's kind of funny.
They've had a file on Bigfoot since 1976. Since the director...
The Patterson footage?
No.
That was the 60s.
Director Peter Byrne of the Bigfoot Info Center and Exhibition of Dallas, Oregon, sent the FBI 15 hairs attached to a piece of skin. He had heard rumors that they had investigated Bigfoot, so he sent these out. They sent him a letter saying that they'd never looked into Bigfoot, but in the spirit of scientific evidence that they would look into it. So, this came after Roger Patterson and Robert Gimlin released the footage in 1967, supposedly showing Bigfoot. We'll cover that in a second. Mm-hmm. Byrne believed that footage to be totally true. He totally believed it. The assistant director of the FBI at the time, Jay Cochran, replied to Byrne stating that no evidence of Bigfoot hair being researched. Like I said, and that it's something that they wouldn't normally research. The hair didn't belong to a Bigfoot, supposedly, is what the FBI found. They sent back to Byrne noting that the hairs were really related to deer. And Byrne claimed, however, not remembering getting a reply from the FBI. But the FBI says they talked to, like, an assistant of his or some shit like that. Mm-hmm. But he didn't know anything about it, supposedly, until the FBI released this information many, many years later. So this is information, their report is on the internet somewhere. So yeah, their report is on the internet now, but he doesn't remember ever getting that until after it was released. So we mentioned in passing the Patterson-Gimlin film, which was a film taken in 1967, which supposedly depicts a female Bigfoot looking back at the camera with arms spread.
And tits.
No, there's a whole video. You see the whole thing?
There is a whole video. I did watch it. I don't believe it, but...
You don't believe it?
I'm a super skeptic.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it could go either way. Because That's a big person.
If that's a dude, his arms are unnaturally long.
Yeah.
Like, literally never seen before long. Like, that's...
Same with the legs.
Doesn't make any sense. It does not make any
proportions.
sense.
If you look at some of the other stuff around it, I mean, it would be a big thing.
It would be, but it was also taken from a little ways off, too.
I know.
But
People have done comparison studies.
It's retarded.
It's big.
It's big.
So...
And it walks naturally. It walks like it's walked.
That doesn't look like it's something that is uncomfortable walking in its skin.
So, of course, with this film, there's a lot of skepticism regarding it. The film's very grainy. There's a dark-haired creature that walks out into the open, seemingly on purpose. But...
Well, it's more like they caught him, and it never ran away. It just kind of like
walked and was sketched out.
It seemed very purposeful to me. It just looked like it had been rehearsed. But, again, I'm a skeptic, so what do I know? This is believed by many believers to be evidence enough of the creature's existence, but of course, to my people...
To your people.
of that year.
It's also widely believed as a hoax. So there's just two totally different beliefs in this.
Of the year that was taken,
maybe they're just interdimensional space monkeys.
Jesus. At the time,
it's a Wookiee.
At the time, that would have been a crazy good Hollywood suit. But none of them were even that good back then.
With the camera equipment that they had, I just don't see that. Yeah.
Well, you were saying in the last time we tried to record this, what were you saying? That there was...
Don't know, it's been a while.
People that were like... There's some people that are like, that's a really good suit if it is a suit, but there's other people that are like, I wouldn't even accept that on my studio. Mm-hmm. Like, not even remotely acceptable.
At the time...
No, now.
In 1967?
I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Depends. It depends.
So, of course, I mean, it's hard to believe that with the improvement in camera quality, even in just our phones, that a better photo of Bigfoot hasn't been taken. There's supposedly thought to be supernatural reasons behind this. Some people think Bigfoot's psychic.
I don't know. If you are thinking about this one, you should still go on YouTube and look up some Bigfoot videos.
Definitely.
Some of them look.
I definitely recommend
crazy.
watching the Patterson
There's those
film.
pictures that Todd Standing has gotten.
I mean, I saw a video. I saved it on my phone. It's like 10 Bigfoot videos that people need to see.
But
and there's a few that look fucking. You can see how red one of them is, but with their hair.
Well, there's
Are you talking about that one?
No, not at all. That looks fucked. That did not look quality.
This is out of the pictures that I got here. Are out of that.
I don't have Wi-Fi. I can't do anything.
What is that? Discovering Bigfoot. Like, look at that one.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. You have to go on YouTube. I'll show you the video so you can watch it later.
I'm not going on YouTube right now, but
I'm just gonna show you the video so you can look at it later.
Wait a minute.
You're just googling. These are videos.
So the reason a lot of people are also skeptical about the Patterson Gimlin film is that it seems awfully convenient that they went to the same place that article was written in California and just conveniently got video of a Bigfoot. It just seemed a little convenient.
It looks like an interdimensional space monkey.
That looks so fake.
It looks like an interdimensional space monkey.
Bro, that is
like
a movie. That's like out of
I
know. A movie.
I know. I think these pictures are bad, but like
they're horrible. That's so fake. You can see the makeup on their face.
Well, we talked about...
You see their lips.
Like I said, these are pictures from that Discovering
We talked
Bigfoot
about in the Black Eyed Kids episode.
Oh, dude, it's because that's like more of a
you have
clay.
It does kind of look clay.
You have a lot of people with Bigfoot, especially, I mean, along with many other myths, including the Black Eyed Kids, that they just want to believe this is real. It's not even that it is or isn't. They just think it's really cool and they want it to be a thing, so they just believe it. Mm. So, I mean, there's...
Did you watch any of the Survivor Man Bigfoot stuff?
I mean, I don't believe
Anybody?
almost anything
Survivor
Man
Man,
does.
Bigfoot.
Why?
Oh, wait, no. What, Wes?
No, not
Les
no,
Stroud?
Not Les. Yeah, Les Stroud. Not the.
Not Bear Grylls.
Not Bear Grylls.
Okay.
I know
Bear
that
Grylls
he...
is so full of shit. It's not funny. He slept in hotels. Les Stroud, Survivor Man, was like actually out in the woods
I saw...
for extended periods of time by himself.
I know that he had that crazy story about a moose. Do you hear about that story? That was a nut story. Full bull moose, dude.
No moose falling out of planes.
Well, no. Why? Well,
That's kind of weird. We talked about Maine laws, and there's supposedly a Maine law in place that you can't push a live moose out of a plane.
Yeah, the dead one's fine though.
Yeah. Anyway. So,
okay.
we're getting off track.
That went places.
We're off track. So, like I said earlier, while many samples have been sent for research, most have come back as unrelated things, elk or bear or whatever, because we don't have a sample to relate to Bigfoot. Bigfoot blood has supposedly been submitted. It's also been identified as transmission fluid.
What?
It could have been contaminated or degraded, or that there is no
Or maybe
reference sample.
they just have transmission fluid running through their veins.
The other reason a lot of people are skeptical is because
They're fucking robots.
they're robots. That's it.
Fucking robots.
That's it.
Interdimensional space
So-
monkey robots.
Oh my god.
These things have
What
been
the hell?
around. These things have been around for thousands of years, but no bodies or bones have been found. It seems like with as big as they are, and obviously there's communities of them, that there would be some kind of evidence of bones. But
Not if they bury it 6 feet
the
down.
flip
man.
side of that is that, in theory, these things are somewhat intelligent, so if there's communities of them living, that's not saying that they're not burying their dead.
Mm.
Or there are bones, and we're just mistaking it for large animal bones.
Mm.
There's
They'd
that too.
they'd look like human bones. Like
In theory.
They'd look like
You'd
big
have-
ass human bones.
you'd have a femur, you'd have this, you'd have that, but
Or
I think
maybe they're cannibalistic.
no.
Who's to say?
No.
Who's to
I mean,
say?
I guess
Maybe
some
they are.
I guess some humans are, and other chimpanzees are.
Yeah.
They're
So
the
it's really not.
cannibal-
It's not a far stretch.
No, but that would be an entire cannibal species, and that's unthought of. Like that would be that'd be insane. Burying their
If
dead's a lot more
Bigfoot
realistic.
exists, it would be insane.
I don't think that would be that insane. I think it's
it'd
more
be kind of
realistic than
insane.
not having it. Because think about it, there's got to be some form of connection between humans.
Imagine being...
Us existing is
Or-
insane.
I mean,
So, have you ever been? Have you seen a fish?
I mean,
you ever seen a
definitely.
fish? You've seen a goddamn fish, right?
Yeah, I have.
Those things are
fish.
freaky as shit. Any type of fish
That
is
was
freaky
deep.
as shit. Those fishes.
Life
Oh my
is
God.
freaky.
That fucking
I
video
think
we
a
saw this
Bigfoot
morning.
is not fucking crazy.
So, I was flipping through the Facebooks this morning.
the Facebooks.
And I was, what fucking video? This dude was in this fucking, it was like a park or like a community area, and he was fucking fishing, and this
Oh yeah.
vegan activist comes running up to him and this lady, and they
There's
start
the issue.
videotaping him. And
vegan
the
hippie part?
guy
Yep.
takes this guy takes this poor guy's fish, throws it back in the water, and is like,
Stomps on the fish's head while he's trying to get the hook out.
and throws it back in the fucking water and says that this guy's an awful person. He's pitching this whole big fit because he's an awful person for fishing. Fish have feelings. Fish aren't food. Da 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 da.
He was acting like a man trying to impress
He
a
was-
woman so that he could get laid.
Throwing this whole big fucking
get that.
fit.
Because he's really not a vegan.
He's going on and on
all
about
show.
how he's making a scene to make a point, and these kids, the
point.
guy's like, well, there's kids around, and you shouldn't be making a scene like this. He's like, I'm teaching kids that animals aren't food, and they're living things. I'm like, no,
You're
what
also
you're
teaching kids how to be a
They're
dickhead.
living
what you're
things, but they're
teaching
food.
children is that it's okay to kick and scream and cry to get what you want. That's
Yeah.
what you're
And
teaching them.
steal shit from people.
Yeah, well,
Right.
I don't know, man. I don't know where you got this topic from. It's freaky.
You were
The
talking about
ADHDs.
fish. You were talking about fish. Anyway, so
I was talking about fish.
I had touched
Oh, yeah,
on
okay.
earlier that some people think Bigfoot is psychic. There has been evidence of part of the reason some people think that we don't have better videos of them is that they emanate like a light or a wave that like disturbs video content. Some people have also mentioned time loss.
Like aliens?
Right. When seeing them, they mentioned like losing time and not remembering certain...
Yeah, because because they were scared probably, and then you don't give a fuck what time it is when you're fucking scared. You want to get the fuck out of there.
There's a Cherokee legend that the Sukalu had the power to read minds, and some have noted similar experiences with alien abductions.
Interdimensional space monkeys.
Yes.
Robots.
Interdimensional space monkey robots. Wookiee robots.
There, of course, most Bigfoots are said to communicate through knocking. The Yahoo in specific is said to eat a lot of apples. So that's fun. And
Bigfoot is said to say, what the blueberry bagels? Blueberry bagels.
I don't even remember typing that, but apparently.
Bigfoot is said to like blueberry bagels. Get the fuck out of here.
I don't even like blueberry bagels.
Well, how the fuck did you write that and not know you
Why
wrote it?
did you write that?
I wrote these notes so long ago.
Is absurd.
That was marginally absurd.
Marginally absurd. Who gave the mouse a muffin?
Who gave the interdimensional
a bagel?
Space monkey robot a bagel?
Give a Bigfoot a bagel. It'll ask for tobacco.
Oh my god! It just will spit it out and won't.
It'll
like
just
it.
Can I get a shot of tobacco?
All right.
Gross.
That's all I have for Bigfoot.
All right.
That is nuts about the blueberry bagel. I
Bagels.
don't know.
I don't remember typing it, so I don't know either. I don't remember.
The apples I get. I
don't
like
remember
apples
getting
myself.
that.
I'm a
Omnivore?
yeah. I guess you could say that. I'm also a vertical human. So
Where
A vertical human, not a horizontal.
I can eat an apple. I got
At night,
I
though,
can eat one.
horizontal human.
Dude,
Alright.
I got mad horizontals.
Who wants fun facts?
And I went back.
Fun facts! In order to know if a female giraffe is ready to mate, a male will headbutt the female until she pees. The male will then taste the pee, and that helps determine if the female is ovulating.
Red tide.
Male giraffes also fight with their necks in a process called necking in order to determine who gets the female. Have you ever seen a video of giraffes fighting? It's literally them
I've seen them.
taking their necks and
using their head as a
Whiplash.
weight, like a sledgehammer.
Awful.
Can't be very intelligent.
No,
I think
you get broken vertebrae.
Oh, yeah.
Or
Yeah, they gotta
broken
cripple themselves.
whatever they use.
They end up
whatever
with a
have
broken
in the
neck and then they die. Also, side fun fact: the average giraffe
Side
has
fun fact.
side fun fact. The
Porta
average
potty pack.
the average giraffe has about an 18 to 20 inch tongue.
Relative.
Well, if you have to headbutt her and
Yeah,
the fucking...
you're right. That's deep.
They also, I don't have this typed here, but they also have a pocket in their throat.
Tickle her belly button.
Yeah.
And
from
so
the inside.
they'll like they'll swallow food into the pocket, or they'll place food in the pocket, and so when they want it again, they can just like spit it back up.
And then swallow it for real.
Yes.
And swallow it for real.
Until they forget about it and have fermented food in the back of their throat.
Ew.
Oh, dude, the one that gets high. It's like, dude, I've had this in here for like 2 days, man. Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
That's all for us for our 10th episode.
Word.
Apparently, I'm the only one that's excited about 10 episodes.
10 episodes.
10 episodes, a whole
10
whopping
episodes.
10 episodes.
Word.
Mind you, I did release 2 last week because I'm a nice person. But in the meantime, if you can't get enough of our voices, you can check Joshua and I out on our other weekly podcast, That's Kinda Weird. So far, we've discussed Kinda Weird cults, Kinda Weird sex toys.
Which seems to do pretty well.
It seems to do pretty well. And laws. So far, we covered what? Maine and New Hampshire?
Yep.
No, I'm sorry. Maine's coming out this week. Check us out on Facebook at Wicked Unreal Myths and Mysteries, Twitter.com/MythsUnreal, Instagram.com/WickedUnreal, and check out our website that I worked very, very hard on at wickedunreal.wixsite, WIXSite.com/wickedunreal.
And yeah, eventually we're going to try to fix that.
Eventually I will
that
get a real domain name like an
fuckery.
adult.
Wick done real. Wyke done real.
And as always, if you have suggestions, want to send us a picture, just want to talk, I'm happy to talk. Kyle will talk to you. I'll give him the email. Hit us up directly at wickedunreal@gmail.com. Are you good, Kyle?
Yeah.
Wyke done real.
Wicked Unreal. We will be back again next week. I think we are discussing tonsil worms next week.
Toaster worms?
Toaster worms.
Toaster worms.
Tonsil worms.
Toaster worms.
But I think we're about fried for this episode. So, peace out, Cub Scout.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.
Yes, sir.